Yeah, these hyenas will do anything to intimidate witness. Just look at what they did to Kwabini. They shot him on a day before Christmas. Why did they do that? Because they wanted to send a strong message that you speak out against the state, then we'll deal with you decisively. Remember, Advocate Mngomezulu suffered almost something similar. Eh, At the time when he was representing accused one and two intruders entered his house and tried to intimidate him. However, a dog saw them and the dog barked and then they ran away because they thought Mngomezulu had a gun or something. So Advocate Mnisi, he needs to beef up his security because they could target him after what they did to Gwabini because they see Umnisi ukuthi Umnisi akadlali. They see to Umnisi Mvula. Just listen to this.
This message I received or I got from Mr. Mgomezulu, which he suspects arises from the fact that he is counsel in this matter. And it appears that there were two persons who visited his home in the morning, very suspicious movements and persons. Fortunately, when they wanted to enter the premises of Mr. Mgomezulu, the dogs barked, and these two persons, unknown to him, who were behaving suspiciously, and which Mr. Mgomezulu says he suspects they were out to harm him or injure him or kill him, because this is what happens in South Africa. So this court, as an officer of the court, Mr. Mgomezulu, is entitled to all the protection the South African police can accord to him. I said I would make this public so that Mr. Mgomezulu, maybe you should lay a charge with the police so that it is realized that you are being assailed when you are performing your job as an officer of this court. Okay, do you want me to add any other thing?
My lord, the one for the
Pinetown.
for the Kaya FM cannot one link it into those people. But
But I haven't spoken about that.
yes, I wanted to put that across as well.
Yeah, fine. No,
Because-
we're talking about the persons who visited,
Yes.
paid a visitation to your premises.
Yes.
Yeah.
The second part is that, my lord, 7 o'clock last evening,
Yeah.
Kaya FM interviewed Chico Twala, whom they were discussing about the evidence of Sifiso Meiwa. And that's when he also challenged my competency. He said, I lack competency and I don't know why am I throwing him into this court.
Okay. Yeah, but I can't comment on that.
That's why, my lord. I said, let me put it on record that Chico Twala said this yesterday
Yeah.
and in the morning it was also reported.
Okay.
Ngoba-ke ummeli lona kumele wena-ke sesibika-ke inkantolo bifuna nje ukwazisa ukuthi bebenenkulumo abebenayo-ke ekuseni la ngaphandle la kunezinto-ke ey'thile ayitshele inkantolo athi-ke ucabanga ukuthi ngoba-ke eyingxenye yale cala leli kunabantu-ke noma abalisi ababili abasolakalayo ababesendlini yakhe-ke ekuseni kodwa-ke baphazanyiswe ngokuthi-ke kuye kwakhonkotha-ke izinja-ke inkantolo-ke ithi nanjengokuthi-ke lana-ke inkantolo uma kuwukuthi kufanele ayovula icala-ke futhi-ke athole ukuvikeleka kodwa yinto nje abayikhulumile ngaphandle kodwa-ke uyafisa ukuthi yaziweke ukuthi-ke khona nje ukusolakalayo ucabanga-la ukuthi-ke abantu bezomhlathela noma-ke futhi befuna ukuthi bambulale ngenxa yokuthi eyingxenye yale cala khona okunye akhuluma ngako kodwa inkantolo ithi yona-ke ngeke
Hey, tada! We are back with another video. The page, it is South African Lead News. Yeah, I fear for Advocate Mnisi because these scavengers or hyenas will definitely go after him next. After what you've seen, what they did to Kwabini, it's a matter of time before they try and harass Advocate Mnisi so that he is removed from the case. The same that happens to Advocate Tefo, I fear for Advocate Mnisi. We'll recall that Advocate Mnisi is one of those advocates that is very vocal in the Senzo case. Even when they tried to arrest the friends of Kwabini, Mnisi was the first one to go out and said, my lord, let me go out and check. And when he came back, Mnisi said the police told him that wena uthanda ukungena indaba engezona zakho, meaning that you always try to interfere in matters that do not involve you. So that's what they said to Mnisi. So after they shot Kwabini, I think everyone can see that state is not playing. State will use any tactics to install fear in their opponents. So now with Kwabini being shot now, I'm not sure if he'll be ready for the trial when it resumes on the 19th of January 2026. But I think as it stands, I think Mnisi, he must request some extra protection because his life, I do not believe is going to be safe because they are on a mission. These hyenas, they are on a mission to eliminate whoever that is against Docket 636. That's what happened to Advocate Tefo. If you've forgotten, Tefo was arrested in court after he was done representing his clients on a particular day. And you would think that if they have a case against Tefo, they would have waited and then went to his house because they knew where he stays, they knew where he works in Pretoria. So to arrest him in court was a show of force to show that we are the state, we can do whatever we want and nobody will say anything about it. So Mnisi, I hope that he's going to get some security. Remember, even Advocate Ngomezulu, at one point, he was threatened by, I believe it is the famous singer, because on a previous day, Advocate Ngomezulu had spoken about Uchiko Twala and said he knows who unalived Senzo Mio. So Chico Twala went on the radio and said a lot of stuff about Ngomezulu. And then on the same day at night, Ngomezulu's house had a visitor, or should I say, a persona non grata, unwelcome guest, which tried to intimidate Advocate Ngomezulu. So you can see that these people have money, so they can afford to hire inkabis and these dangerous characters to intimidate individuals. So Mnisi, my man, hope that you are safe because the case must come to an end so that we can move on to docket 375. With Mnisi, they are angry because he fetched Kwabini. The state had thrown Kwabini away like a used condom, but Mnisi picked them up and said, okay, we're gonna use you because one man's trash is another man's treasure. So Kwabini is the defense treasure because he has helped the defense to create more reasonable doubt in the Moyo case. Kwabini and Absalom Mzungu are game changers because they have debunked the lies by Constable Zungu and the Brigadier Kininda. We can go back to Absalom Mzungu because we were told that Absalom Mzungu is the one that gave Brigadier Kininda a breakthrough in this case. He said Absalom Mzungu spoke about accused number 1 and 2. He said they were somehow involved in the Moyo case, and then Kininda allegedly he went to Absalom Mzungu and tried to get a fake statement from him. He promised him a job, not a job, a trip overseas and money if he testified against accused 1 and 2. That is Absalom Mzungu accusing Brigadier Kininda of criminal conduct. Yet Brigadier Kininda has not yet been suspended. If South Africa was not a banana republic, Brigadier Kininda would have been arrested by now because these allegations that were made by Absalom Mzungu are horrendous. These allegations should have been investigated thoroughly before Brigadier Kininda can continue to be a police officer. But you know, this country, South Africa, is a banana republic because we have laws that are applicable to some individuals, but some people are above the law. They are untouchable, like Brigadier Kininda. Remember that Kininda was also accused of stealing a statement from a docket. He was accused of stealing statement statement that said Tumelo Madlala phoned Hlophe and told him that Longothwala had shot Senzo Mio by mistake.
That statement went missing for about 4 years. It was only found once Sifiso Meyiwa had spoken out and made noise on ENCA and Newsroom Africa. So we shall wait and see if anything will happen to Kininda. But Kininda, his conduct does not fall in line with a good police officer, because now there are so many allegations against him, yet there are no investigations. Why? Is he that powerful? Why? I do not believe he's that powerful, because he is just a policeman. There's nothing special about uPrekatia Kininda. It's just that they don't touch him because they know why. So, okay, yeah, Kwabini was shot on the 24th of December, but he did not die because he was only shot in the leg. Thankfully, amadlozi akhe ambhekelele, because his time had not arrived. So we're hoping that Kwabini will recover and then be able to proceed giving evidence in January. And that evidence has created more doubt in the state case. It has embarrassed uBrigadier Geninda and advocates Usibanda and Advocate Baloyi, because Ulona Kwabini said he went to Baloyi's office 3 times and he found Advocate Baloyi and this side dish Advocate Sibanda, and they tried to feed him a story so that he can implicate these men before court, but Kwabini refused. So we know how Baloyi could conduct himself as an advocate. And I think after this case, if it is possible, I think the LPC or whoever, they need to investigate Baloyi, because these allegations that were made by Kwabini, they are bad. They are not good. If they are tested and then it is found that they are true, then I think Advocate Baloyi need to be disbarred. You need to be disbarred by the LPC, because as an advocate, you cannot tell a witness how to testify in court, because that is fabrication. And fabrications, in terms of our law, it is illegal. As an advocate, if you do that, then you should be disbarred. Remember that Advocate Tefo was disbarred as an advocate for small accusations. We were told that he took money from a client, whereas as an advocate, he is not allowed to take money directly because the money has to go through via an attorney, and therefore was disbarred for that. Such a small offense, but Baloyi is being accused of fabricating evidence by not 1, 2 witnesses. So at the end of this case, I hope that someone in the legal fraternity will lay a complaint against Advocate Baloyi, so that steps can be taken against him so that he is disciplined. If he's found guilty, then he's disbarred. And then the case will resume next year in January 26, and Kwabini still understand, and Baloyi because he was not expecting Kwabini to will come. Remember that Brigadier Kininda told the court that Kwabini is scared for his life. He will not come and testify. However, now we can see that Brigadier Kininda and Baloyi lied to the court, because here is Kwabini in court. So that's another lie that was told by Brigadier Kininda. Remember that he said it in court under oath. He said Kwabini is scared for his life, so he will not come and testify. But Kwabini ufigile. So you can see that Kwabini, Advocate Baloyi, and Brigadier Kininda have a history of lying. So Kwabini will continue giving evidence to show that these 5 men before court were never at his hostel on the day that Senzo Meyiwa passed away. We were told by Constable Zungu that on the 26th of October 2014, these 5 men came to his room at the hostel at about 3 p.m. in the afternoon. They drank alcohol, badlinyama, and then later on, they went to Chops to refill. But we all know that on Sundays, Chops, so ngabo 4, 5, 6, 7, ngeke. Also valile, so yabona lapho Constable Zungu lied about that story about Chops, but then Then he said these men left his hostel at about 7 p.m. and then came back after 9 p.m. with guns, wearing hoodies. And that is when he realized that they were involved in the shooting of Meyiwa, because Ntanzi announced it before It was announcing the news. He said, "Ushonile uSenzo Meyiwe." So that is when Constable Zungu concluded that these men were somehow involved in the shooting of Senzo Meyiwe. But we know that Constable Zungu is lying through his teeth because Kwabini said they're only in his house in 2017, not 2014. So Constable Zungu lied through his teeth. So why did they lie? Well, we know for a fact because his father, Absalom Zungu, told us that his son, Yamchelo Uti, he testified in court because the police promised him a promotion within the SAPS if he comes to court and implicate these 5 men before court. So this was a fabrication by the police in collusion with Constable Zungu so that they can implicate the wrong people in the shooting of Meyiwe. Why did they do so? Well, this was all done in order to protect Ulongo Twala because we know for a fact that in a statement by Shope, it is alleged that Longo Twala shot Senzo by mistake. So all this cover up, it's all about protecting Longo Twala, allegedly. So we now know ukuthi indaba uConstable Zungu aqamba amanga, but when we lie, it's difficult because once you tell a lie, you must keep on lying in order to cover up for a lie. But now he has been exposed by his own father. No. Constable Zungu only came to court because he was promised a promotion within the SAPS. So we know that for the fact that Constable Zungu had ulterior motives. So Babu Zungu was because very few fathers will go against their sons and disown them in court and say ingani yami iqamba amanga. So we must say salute Babu Zungu for being a man of character, for being a man of integrity, because few people would have thrown their son under the bus. But in this case, Absalom Zungu said, no, my son is a bad person and I'm going to report him to court. And he did the same thing. He did that. He came to court and he said, my lord, Constable Zungu is a liar. Tokatia is a liar. That is Absalom Zungu. So the case will resume on the 19th of January, and we shall see ukuthi uGwabini ubeseluleme noma kube kanjani, but hopefully he'll be fine because he was shot in the leg. So the shot was not deadly. And the guy that tried to unalive him, well, he has kicked the bucket.